Well, it really started with a conversation between Scottie and myself, and we were discussing, the fiber that we've deployed through our county here, and it really rivals most major metropolitan areas. And we thought, well, how can we leverage that to really bring business and jobs and prosperity to our county? We live in this beautiful area. We have lakes. We have so much recreation. The Birkebeiner is run here, fat tire racing, fishing, hunting, and all those type of things. And folks love to come to our area, but they don't realize that you can actually live and work here today. And that's really what we're trying to get the word out on and show folks that you can telecommute from here, have a great job, and take advantage of all the wonderful resources that we have here in Bayfiled County. Absolutely. Well, and like I said, it was that first conversation that Scottie and I had, and I said, Scottie, what can we do can we get telecommuter certified? How can we highlight ourselves, and what is it? How can we get some designation that shows folks how much we have from there? And so.
Well, I remember seeing the chat. I mean, couldn't we be the telecommuter capital of Wisconsin?
Yep.
And so we were kicking around. Maybe we could kick around some logos, and then I'm going to hand it off to Angie because she'll continue that story.
Happy to. Yes, so it just so happened a few summers ago, I was actually in Bayfield County visiting folks up in the town of Russell to present their Broadband Forward community certification. And I had stopped and had coffee with Scottie, and he raised that very question to me. I'll never forget that day. He had mock-ups of some of the promotional materials, and he said, Angie, can you declare us the telecommuter capital of Wisconsin? And I loved that idea, but I said, I don't have the authority to do that. But I said, I know some folks who would be very interested in having that conversation, and brought your very positive and hopeful message around using broadband infrastructure as an economic development tool back to folks in our broadband stakeholder group. You and I started having conversations with Bill Esbeck, and I think that's a good transition to your role, Bill.
Thanks, Angie. When I was brought into the conversation about Scottie's question, I was very familiar with Bayfield County. I've vacationed here many times. I know it's a wonderful place to live and work and play and raise a family. I'm very familiar with the fiber connectivity that Norvado has. And as Angie relayed the conversation to me that she had had with Scottie, it was obvious that there was a way to use everything that Chad and Scottie had been doing in a very forward-thinking way. There was a way for us to create a framework around that on the state level so that there could be a designation, and we could say yes to Scottie and Chad that yes, you will be recognized for the work that you've done here, and that was the start of the process. And the lawmakers who became involved from a legislative standpoint built the legislation around everything that Norvado and Bayfield County had been doing already. And it's components of the law that are really critical, like the single point of contact. That's Scottie Sandstrom in the state statutes. It doesn't say his name, but when it says single point of contact for Telecommuter Forward, that's the role that Scottie Sandstrom played as the connect point between the provider community and the local government. And that, that's really how we started the conversation with folks in the state capitol that led to the creation of the legislation. And then the governor got behind it and signed it into law. And we were very pleased that Bayfield County was recognized as not only the first Telecommuter Forward community in Wisconsin, but the first Telecommuter Forward community in the nation. Earlier this year, when they received that initial designation.